I'm often asked if Prime Minister I would order the use of nuclear weapons. It's an extraordinary question when you think about it. Would you order the indiscriminate killing of millions of people? Would you risk such contamination of the planet that no life could exist across large parts of the world? If circumstances arose where there was a real option, it would represent a complete and cataclysmic failure. It would mean world leaders had already triggered a spiral of catastrophe for humankind. Labour is committed to actively pursue disarmament under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, and we're committed to no first use of nuclear weapons. But let me make this absolutely clear. If elected Prime Minister, I would do everything to protect the security and safety of our people and our country. That is our first duty. And to achieve it, I know, would have to work with other countries to solve problems, diffuse tensions, and build collective security. The best defence is, for Britain, is a government actively engaged in seeking political solutions to the world's problems. It doesn't make me a pacifist. I accept that military action under international law as a genuine last resort is in some circumstances necessary. But that is very far from the kind of unilateral wars and interventions that have become almost routine in recent times. Today, the world is more unstable than even at the height of the Cold War. The approach to international security we've been using since the 1990s simply has not worked. Regime change wars in Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, and Western interventions in Afghanistan, Somalia and Yemen haven't always succeeded in their own terms. Sometimes they've made the world a more dangerous place. This is the fourth general election in a row to be held while Britain is at war and our armed forces are in action in the Middle East and beyond. The fact is that the war on terror which has driven these interventions, has not succeeded. It has not increased our security at home. In fact, many would say just the opposite. It's caused destabilisation and devastation abroad. And last September, the House of Commons Foreign Affairs Select Committee published a report on the Libyan war, which David Cameron as Prime Minister promoted our intervention in. They concluded the intervention led to political and economic collapse, humanitarian and migrant crises, and fueled the rise of ISIS in Africa and across the Middle East. A Labour government will want a strong and friendly relationship with the United States, but we will not be afraid to speak our mind. The United States is the strongest military power on the planet by a very long way. It has a special responsibility to use its power with care and to support international efforts to resolve conflicts collectively and peacefully. Waiting to see which way the wind blows in Washington isn't strong leadership, and pandering to an erratic administration will not deliver stability. So when Theresa May addressed the Republican Party conference in Philadelphia in January, she spoke in alarmist terms about the rise of China and India and the danger of the West being eclipsed. She said America and Britain had to stand together and use their military might to protect their interests. That's the sort of language that led us into the calamities in Iraq and Libya and other disastrous wars, that stole the post-Cold War promise of a new and peaceful world order.